Hi Phoebe. Hi Emmeline.
Hello.
And hi Tom.
Hi.
Hi. Right guys, here we are up at the Edinburgh Fringe 2009, beginning our review process. Can you please tell me the first show we're going to review today?
The first show is Ernest and the Pale Moon.
And what was the name of the company? This isn't a test.
Infants.
Terrible Infants, well done. Okay guys, just quickly for the viewers of this fantastic piece of film, could you tell us roughly what you understood about the plot of that one?
Over the top.
I'll tell you, basically it was about this guy and it does make sense to me, but about this guy who committed an offence, thought he killed this woman, trying to hide it, cover it up, and then some twist at the end where it was actually his mother. To me it kind of did, I thought it mucked it up a bit.
I thought it made sense up to the point where it turned out to be his mum.
Cool, well we'll talk about that in a moment. Could you just so we can get it into sort of frame in our minds, what kind of style was it? What was it like? What would you compare this to?
They're sort of clown type characters, aren't they?
Yeah.
Makeup and stuff.
Carnival.
White makeup, dark like background and lighting. And the ones who aren't in the action, like they had a girl who had a cello.
Yeah, cello, and they sort of did their own sound effects as well, like when I don't he was the murderer was sort of fitting her into the wall. He was like obviously moving her body, and obviously when you're dead it's harder to do it. And they would do the cracking noises with a bottle. So like, as he was moving it, and the timing was really good when he did that and stuff.
It's quite physical, wasn't it?
Very physical, yeah.
Right, okay, first of all guys, just individually, can you tell me if you had to give it a score out of 5, so 5 being amazing, 1 being the worst bit of theatre you've ever seen, what would you give it? Just individually, what do you think?
I'd give it a
4?
4.
That's high, very high, Phoebe.
I know, I really enjoyed it.
Oh, brilliant.
It confused me a bit,
but you still really enjoyed it. We'll talk about that in a moment. Emily?
3.
A 3?
I mean, like, I thought it was well done and everything. I mean, the way they did everything, like the plastic bottle that you mentioned, that was really clever. But it was a bit confusing, and I sort of expect it to be aimed at a younger audience, because last year's one was a children's piece. So for some reason I went in thinking that's what we were going in to see, and we didn't. And I was a bit like, oh no, why am I being confused by something for 10-year-olds? It was just...
And Tom, what would you give it?
Is it possible to give it... I'm stuck between 3 and 4. Is it possible to give it 3.5?
Well, I don't know, Tom. Should we give it a go? Should we see if that fits? 3.5?
3.5.
Right, okay. Right, yeah, go on.
My reasons being, I'm different to Emily because I wasn't here last year, so I can't judge. This is my experience of that company. But I thought it did take me about 5-10 minutes to really get into it and understand what they were doing, and that they're actually narrating the story and then going into characters and stuff like that. And it took me 5-10 minutes to really get into it. And also, the twist at the end did, I think, overcomplicate it.
Oh, interesting. Me, okay.
Personally.
As a group, guys, and you can just sort of chip in with your own separate ideas on this one, what did you like about it? As a piece of theatre, potentially for a younger audience?
I did love the storytelling.
You love the storytelling?
Yeah. I'm not that experienced in theatre and stuff and watching it, but that was my sort of experience, people like narrating it through. It's almost like a storyteller's book, but aimed for more an adult audience. I also liked the way that there would be the people as the props, that makes sense, like when they did the staircase. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I love that bit.
Yeah.
I like the way they sort of made rooms and like sets out of like nothing. They had these big bars and they made them into like a banister to walk up, and then they made the bars into like a corridor because they had really limited sets. So
they also just used that one frame, didn't they?
Yeah.
As many things, like they turned it over to make the wood panels of the wall, and then they put it back down and stuff like that. That was really good.
And the sound effects were really good because they did it all themselves, and it was really well timed.
Okay, cool. Emily?
The actors were really good. Like, they had an awful lot of energy going into it, and it was kind of weird how they inappropriate moments, but you knew they were meant to be doing that. Like when they showed girl being stabbed, girl or mother, whichever it was, being stabbed in the back, the other female actress was grinning at the same time.
I don't know.
Was there anything about it that you didn't like? Well, obviously there must have been, because you didn't give it a 5 out of 5. So talk us through the things that you didn't like.
I just found the ending confusing because I thought I understood it, and then they twisted it at the end,
and that lost you. That you didn't enjoy that moment. Cool. Emmeline and Tom.
That exact same reason, and I don't know. Can't remember. I thought it was probably a little bit too long. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I think it might have been a bit wordy.
Okay.
Because I felt like sometimes when they were talking, it was going. It's not like they were saying anything I didn't understand, but it was going over my head because it's a bit hard to listen to.
It's a bit too
the language. Yeah.
Okay, cool. One of you, could you just sum up for me whether or not you would recommend this to an audience of people of your age? If you would, why? If you wouldn't, why?
I would.
Okay, because you have made some negative points, but even so, you're saying that you would recommend it.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Could you just say very briefly what it is about that piece that you think would appeal to an audience around your age?
Hard question. Pretty much, because my experience, if you're not experienced in theatre like me, it's different. And I love seeing different things. Like we've seen a lot in Edinburgh Way this week that are different. I love it. That's mainly why I would recommend seeing it, and also seeing a group of four people doing all that. I thought it was amazing.
Okay, cool. Thanks for that review, guys. We'll move on now to our next show that we saw yesterday, and that show. Hello again.